Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, here we are. The problem's off, Rainbow Six Edition. Now, I will be honest, nowadays when I hear the name Ubisoft, one thing come to mind, one tagline. Good idea, shitty execution, and to be entirely honest, well, that's the case with Extraction. I will be honest, I'm two-minded about that. One of the reasons why it's kinda difficult to make this video. I like the concept. I said many times during many of my videos, let's plays, especially when I'm playing the game that goes similar on that direction. I like the idea of a more tactical unit going against supernatural or alien threat or whatever it is. But the problem is, this is not a cool new IP building up a cool new environment with a cool new storytelling. It is Rainbow Six, and it is a Tom Clancy game. And let us start with something. First off, this is Rainbow Six Siege, a spin-off of Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege is a PvP game. No matter what you say, yes, they have a PvE mode, but it's just to have a mode. It's not the emphasis, it's not the main focus. The main focus of that game is a PvP environment. To turn that and to use that franchise, and I know some people will bring it back to the old Rainbow Six that was mainly focused on a single player PvE game, and I will touch on that a little bit later. The most recent game on the series is a PvP focus. To shift that to a PvE environment, it won't go well with your player base at a moment. And if you want to capture the people, the player base that wants the more horde mode, corridor type of shooter, you're coming in a bad spot. In theory, the people who developed the Left 4 Dead game coming up with a game very close to your release, sorry to say, they're kinda gonna stomp you out of that. And now, like I said I would touch a little bit on this aspect. Yes, originally Rainbow Six was a far more PvE game. Truth be told, well, we're not gonna go back to that, because Ubisoft just decided that putting Tom Clancy's name prior to the title of the game means they can put their characters in tactical gear and call off the day. That's enough to... That is what Tom Clancy nowadays is, for Ubisoft at least. Any chance to have a cool, meaningful, good storytelling on a Rainbow Six Siege die when we sacrifice Patriots to have Siege? In that notion, Siege Extraction, stay on this very middle ground between Back 4 Blood and Rainbow Six Siege, where it wants to bring the people that play Siege, and it wants to capture the people that play the more horde corridor shooter from Left 4 Dead and so on. The problem is, trying to appease both of those audience will end up appeasing nobody. Now, I will say, I'm not a guy for graphics or stuff like that, but for the people who play Siege, who has a more knowledge about the graphics, the engine, and all of that stuff, they are mainly say, well, it's the same engine, it's the same graphics, it's the same movement, it's the same sound for guns, and so on and so forth. Meaning that doesn't seem to be that much effort on redefining the engine or redefining the game. And again, this is a full release, a $60 title. It's not a 35 or 40 bucks title that will come expandalone that will come from Siege. It's really a new game, a new full release. And again, with everything that we saw from it, it does have the same stench that Ubisoft does drag nowadays. The live service curse. A game that can't have a meaningful history, can't have a meaningful campaign beginning to end, because they needed to stretch the content for years to come by adding operators they create from Siege and just tweaking the details so they can play some extraction. Maybe a new game mode, maybe new maps. Of course there will be new maps because they are launching with X amount of maps. Focus on the 3 new zones: Alaska, San Francisco, and New York. The thing is, even if I want a game like this, not this, I don't believe it's a fit for what Rainbow Six is now. Sadly, as I always said, and I don't like the fact that we sacrifice Rainbow Six to become what it is now. If Ubisoft really wants to do that, a new IP should be ideal. First, would show they have the capability of building a new IP, something that I don't believe they have. And second, would not make that close of needing to use the characters or need to confine themselves to that thing, even the ability to have a new engine. But with all of that, it does mean that they can save by using the new engine, using voice line. I want to know how many recycle assets will be, being characters or voice acting. Now, in the end, I want to finish with one thing. It's not because you like something, and that's my case on this point, that everything under the sun needs to be that. I like the idea, I want a game on that concept, I just don't believe it's a good fit. And that was a problem that happened a lot with, for example, the Breaking Point fiasco. It's not that I don't want the game to evolve, I just don't believe the turning what was a tactical squad-based game, single player at the most part, into a multiplayer looter shooter wasn't the best idea. Turned out I was right. And here's the thing, if you really want to do something like that, isn't it better to create a new IP? Don't drag down other old IPs? Truth be told, yes, I want to see a single player PvE Town Clans Rainbow Six game. But this is not it. This is a copy of GTFO with the Rainbow Six skin all over it. Or Left 4 Dead with a paint job of aliens and a skin of Rainbow Six. Ladies and gentlemen, it's sad to say, but that's my opinion. Ubisoft. Good ideas, but shit executions. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you on next video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This was the video. If you enjoyed, leave it a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you have anything to say, please leave a comment. And if you want to see what the hell is gonna be coming next on this mess, subscribe. And see you guys on the next episode.